Yo, welcome back to the Immigrant section. If you're listening on Spotify podcast or Spotify, Apple, click follow, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know that YouTube comes out on Wednesdays afterwards, full video. Check that out. I got some stand-up on there too. But forget about all that. Very excited for my guest here today with me, a good friend of mine, Omer Jamal. Thank you for reaching, brother.
What's going on, man?
We just had a nice conversation upstairs, huh?
Yeah. This has been a while.
Bro, it's shitty when you're just like, fuck, we should have just been going live before, you know? Damn,
we were
Bro,
talking.
what did we... Let's get the highlights. Some of that... You know, I want to say this. We were talking about, like, how you just got to be, like... If you know, just with your own time management, or if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're a student or whatever you are, you just got to just be better with your time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel like even though I'm, like, almost 30, I'm still so in the mindset of, you know, when you were like, for 10 years when the iPhone and all that stuff first came out, you never paid for an app. You only got the free version for like forever. And eventually you realize, okay, I have money now. I can pay the 99 cents or whatever it is for the service they do, right? I'm still so in the mindset of it. I have to find the free thing. Bro, I bought this phone to start recording this podcast high quality. I have a Windows.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare to get just a high quality video that's like 4K, so it's like 15 gigabytes.
Yeah.
To put it on a Windows, it's like fucking 3 steps, bro.
Yeah.
You got to put it on, like the easiest way to do it is put it on the Mac, take it, then put it on the Windows. Bro, man, I'm like trying to figure out how to do it. Eventually, I caved in. I paid $13 for this product, third-party software. This thing shaves an hour from every time I do this process, and I do it once a week.
There you go.
And I'm like, this cost me $13. This saved me at least 50 hours this year.
Saves you so much time in the
For
entire week.
$13. And for so long, I was just like, no, the free thing has to exist. Mm-hmm. I'm still so in that mindset of just being so cheap. Like, I got to do everything myself. Yeah.
That's
That's not true.
yeah. No, man, you just gotta
You got to work smart.
work smart. Just get better at like delegating, and it's tough. It's it takes work to do that too.
You're really good at that, man. You came in here, you started giving me strategy and shit, bro. You can't turn that CEO mode off, huh? You can't turn it off, bro. I love it, man. That's the type of person you are,
It
man.
just becomes you.
You always have ideas.
Yeah.
You're so driven. I like you. You just come in positive. You're just like, I could start a business in this living room. I could start a business in this living room.
That's funny. No, I hear that a lot. I was actually talking to a buddy, and he was saying the same thing to me too. He's like, man, every time I talk to you, I just get like energized. Like I want to do stuff. And it's not like I tried to do that. I think it just happens. Like I think, you know what I mean? You just kind of become like that person, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, bro, you're the exact type of person I like to surround myself with. Yeah,
Thank you.
You just feel fucking.
This guy's too nice too, but
I appreciate it, man. I told you right before this, I literally met up with a collective of black artists in Toronto. And we're like creating this like for a pretty funny idea. We're gonna start shooting it.
Yeah.
But it was so funny to just be a collective of black artists. I just wanted to be like, man,
How'd it
somebody
go?
take a picture of this shit or something. This is what it's all about. You know what I mean? It was so like,
yeah.
It's just hilarious.
Was it good though?
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, it was an amazing sesh. We got a really good idea. I don't want to just drop the idea because we named it and everything too.
Yeah.
But we're essentially gonna shoot a bunch of stunts, scenes, piece it together, documentary style. Name it with a great name.
Yeah.
That I'll be at liberty to tell. This was just today. I'm not gonna. But essentially, it's gonna be a proof of concept that we'll be able to shop to networks.
That's awesome.
Because now, like we were talking with COVID, what's gonna happen with stand-up? I don't know. What's funny is COVID ruined stand-up. Traditional stand-up, you can't go live. Traditional, any live performance. Mm-hmm. But for your business, COVID is the exact thing. Like you run like an automating like online like sales thing, and COVID is the exact like environment where you've been killing it.
I guess we shouldn't say it that way, but
yeah, I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah,
I mean, like.
Yeah, like I think COVID is very interesting, right? Like I think a lot of businesses and a lot of professions are gonna change. Like this might be a bold prediction, but dentists might not exist, right? This could be a real possibility that lots of professions just change, and I think if you can figure out how to sort of be online and help people sort of be online, which is kind of the space that we operate in, right? it just helps your clients in certain ways where it can help them be online. So I don't know. This COVID thing, it's scary, man. I'm not sure.
Do you think dentists how could a dentist ever stop being that?
I just heard that from a high performance coach and
but did they give any sort of like at one thing of like, dude, when's the last time you had a filling?
Well,
you're like, he's right.
Yeah.
No, like,
well, no. Think about it this way, right? Like, I mean, if you look at any profession, like, let's not nitpick on dentists, but if you take a look at any profession, nurses are going to do very well because like they provide like healthcare services, right? Like you need nurses to be around.
But what I'm wondering is, will we outsource all that dental shit to the hospitals, or like how?
Like, I think the biggest thing that's going to change is just work environments, like office jobs and places like where you had to go into the office. Like business travel is not going to exist anymore, right? Like why do you need to go to
a huge
San
expense
Fran to do one meeting or like a lunch? You could just do that from home.
What's funny?
So much efficiency.
I lived that life for a while, and it was a general known perk.
Yeah,
because you know this. You like you've been in this business.
This was your job. This is your job.
But the day of travel, the day you have your flight, you can kind of be off the grid a little bit, right?
It's basically an off day.
Yeah, exactly. Even though your laptop's right there, you see your emails coming in. Oh no, I'm going to the airport today.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm traveling.
You're just sitting at the longest breakfast you've ever had. That's so I actually like that. But if you're being honest, even back then, I'm like, this is such a waste of money. There's no reason for me to be here at all. This could have been a conference call.
Yeah.
Can't imagine the collective amount of flight and hotel dollars for all the people to be in this room.
It's scary times, brother. It's scary times.
I mean, from a business owner standpoint, I feel like it's isn't shifting it into like the need to get out of the office has made a lot of businesses be like, why go back to the office, right? Yeah. Twitter said no more office for the year.
Yeah.
Or Google said no more office for the year. My buddy works there.
Yeah, exactly.
So all these people but they're locked into leases probably, right? Yeah. For future companies, it's like, why would we even start in an office?
Exactly. It's pointless, right? It's pointless. Like right when COVID hit, I was kind of scared too right in the beginning, right? I was like, oh my god,
everybody was.
This is we're going into a recession, depression here, right? And like, what's gonna happen? Everything's shut down.
Line up at the grocery.
Like, are people gonna spend money, et cetera, et cetera? Line up at the grocery. So much going on, and 4 or 5 months later now, it like slowly places are starting to pick back up and stuff. But you're right, man. Like, I think all these offices, like, I don't know. I think this is just might be the future. Like, I just don't see people wanting to go back to work anymore. Like, you can.
Can I ask, as a business owner, did you see any drop in productivity? Was it like, oh, the office is good for X and X, or was it kind of like, oh, the office is not needed?
We were already working remote over the last year or so it wasn't that much of a change.
Gotcha.
Like, to me, it was like. Okay.
You're already on Google. You're already on the cloud for everything.
Yeah. We're already in the cloud. We're already using Zoom for all of our meetings.
Yeah, okay.
Like, we were already remote, so it wasn't too much of a change for us.
Do you know about other people? Like other people in your shoes? Like, did you have this conversation with any other entrepreneurs? Like, do they think just being at home, there's no drop? Because in my mind, only because I was doing like engineering and I shouldn't have been doing engineering.
Yeah.
So wasn't all about the project.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, if I was at home, I was doing less shit.
Yeah. Well, of course, yeah. I think
period.
Yeah. The thing is, when you are with people, so when you have like independent jobs, right? Like engineering jobs, as an example, you could be at home and you could code and you could
or whatever,
done, right? But when you like as a business owner, like there's a lot of things that just come out of like just idea sharing. Like if I'm just hanging out with you, like even just having this conversation, imagine having this conversation over like virtual. It's not the same energy.
Oh, absolutely.
It's difficult to convey, right?
That's why we met up like just right before this in a meeting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest problem from a work perspective. Right?
Oh, okay.
How do you get that energy and that
brainstorm fluidity?
Yeah. Like we could be at the office, an idea could come up just like in the lunchroom, as an example. You can't do that anymore.
You're right.
Working from home,
You're right, especially in a startup environment with a small team.
Yeah.
Because it's always like a cooking pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So no, it's interesting. It's
so that puts a lot more of the like weight on you, because a lot of those like little extra pieces of innovation and breakthroughs kind of have to lead that a little bit, right?
Yeah. Well, of course, I think the biggest thing about running a company, I think the most difficult thing is probably just people, right? Like managing people, creating the systems, making sure the processes are done, like the delegation part that we were talking about. Like it's a lot of work. Like managing people is like more difficult than just coming up with a product and figuring out how to sell it to people.
Okay, give me an example of like a difficult situation you'd be in.
Just like, oh man, like every day.
Like it's someone's birthday and you didn't wish him happy birthday, but he owes you like a project.
Yeah.
So
like
I
I think there's just so many. I think you just have to, you have to adapt to people's personalities.
Oh yeah. Everyone's a little different.
Yeah. You have to communicate. Like I'm an over communicator, but I also don't like communicating. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If there's no need for it, you'd prefer that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can over communicate if I want to, but I don't want to be doing it all the time. But I think that's sort of like.
You sound like a good boss though. You have that restraint. Some I've had some that just don't.
Yeah.
They will. It is like an ego-driven thing. Every time it's an all-hands-on-deck type meeting. It's like a very like so much longer than it needs to be. It's like we're just reveling in how great we are and how amazing this team is, rather than just you made the point.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think you gotta be efficient. Time, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
But with a small team, you don't have to do all that. Like let's hug and let's fall back and we're gonna do the trust exercises. That's when like they get big and you need like HR and they're like people need to have like a Friday shirt day.
Yeah, exactly. So we haven't had to go through that. Like, we're so a small team, I mean, just everybody's just friends. You can pick up the phone and talk anytime and stuff like that. So pretty good.
You built a good thing, bro.
Thank you.
How are so you? Should I say? It seems like you have hopes of not living in this southwestern Ontario region for the rest of your life, huh?
Yeah, I just want to move somewhere by the water. I like the water.
Oh man, we were just talking about this. Simone Park, my last guest, she's a comedian. She's living out in Hawaii. And we were just talking about that, like the life where you see the water just makes the little problems disappear.
Exactly.
Because you feel just how like irrelevant the little things are.
Yeah. So she lives out in Hawaii?
Yeah, she got kicked out pretty much.
Yeah.
And she's back here trying to get back as a working accepted visa. Because she was there just as a visitor.
Water just makes life easier, man. Like more open, free. Life's good.
I wonder what the future will be like. Like everything is like with big like CEOs, you know what I mean? Like all that like what's his name? CEO of Amazon.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. Like, does he live out of what? Where does he live? Just near the headquarters of Amazon, or is he between places all the time?
Yeah, probably. Like, I mean, knowing him, he probably.
Like, what is the CEO lifestyle these days when the companies are so global?
Yeah.
Like, Bill Gates is obviously he's not even doing that thing anymore.
Yeah.
But like, what are they just constantly flying to different chapters of the business and like?
I think they're just like regular people, right? Like, I think this. Are you more referring like from a pandemic perspective? Or
No. Forget about pandemic. Once COVID is gone.
Yeah. I think they're just like regular people, right? They probably get up, they probably have a morning routine of some sort, and then they go to work. So Jeff Bezos goes to work at 10 o'clock. Right.
He says this? He's known?
He says this. And his first meeting is until 11 o'clock. Right. And he's just in meetings all day. Even his lunch is with meetings. And, people say, like, why are you in meetings? It's because he's in meetings and he's just talking to people, trying to figure out something, coming up with something, and basically trying to come up with a new project so people could do the work. It's comes from the top and goes to a chain of command, and projects get done. So there's a marketing person, there's a salesperson, there's a product person, there's a design person.
And so on and so forth.
And so on and so forth. So that's like,
I just imagine at that point, CEOs now they're like almost like politicians in a way. Yeah. They're always giving speeches at a thing. You know what I mean? Like, so I almost, in my mind, they're like a touring media lifestyle. In my mind is what it is. Like, I just find it hard to believe Jeff Bezos wakes up every day and just goes in and it's like it's a worldwide company. But then it makes perfect sense because otherwise he'd just be flying constantly, which he probably still is.
Yeah, probably. They're just like, he's probably just like doing his thing. Like to him, it's like, it's just part of like his regular day to day.
What'd you think about that divorce?
Oh, that's crazy.
What did you think about that divorce? Tell me. As someone who's
I don't know, man.
At a much earlier step of that.
Yeah, I'm not in that journey in life.
But just seeing that. Seeing crazy. That like I that.
I mean, you know what? I think like they say what divorce rate is 52% or in the world and in US, sorry, and I think it could happen to anybody. So it's they went through a situation, and I mean, like what was it? Like they had like a Saudi government that was part of it that leaked
Of that divorce?
Yeah, they leaked pictures from his phone, and that's how it came out
that he was cheating.
That he was cheating. And
Gotcha. I'm just talking more so on like the settlement or whatever you want to call it, the
crazy.
split.
She got rich, man. $35 billion.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's it's pretty funny. She slid up the richest females list of the world.
Boom,
it was probably like top 10.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Top 10, probably. She's
out of divorce. That's crazy.
Like $35 billion is a lot of money. Remember 10 years ago, like Warren Buffett had 50 something, and that was.
And he's an old white dude who spent his life.
Yeah, she's got 35. That's crazy, man.
I wonder what she'll do with it. I wonder if she. Actually, it's been years now. You could probably Google. Yeah. She's probably got a foundation and like giving his money to like all the little African kids. She's like, you can have 1,000 and you can have. Yes. And he's just watching from a Zoom call, like, bitch.
Yeah, well, he's like, let me make that better.
Oh, actually, no. They're saying he's gonna be a trillionaire now. He might be the first trillionaire.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Did you read about his 10,000-year clock?
You're the one who told me about
that.
Did
I tell you about that?
Yeah,
it's under construction. A clock that will, like, even in the event of any crazy Earth seismic shit, this giant clock will still be able to actually tell time.
That's crazy. 10,000.
What a flex on mankind.
Like literally, it's a flex.
On mankind, it's his pyramid almost. Like I bet he's gonna keep doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like a fucking an ocean fucking rest stop.
Yeah.
Like the Bezos rest stop in the middle of the Pacific or something.
Yeah, this is legacy place for him at this point.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
This world is crazy, man. Some people
well, the disparity is so huge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Some people reach such a level of wealth and then they just become superstars in just how much money they have.
Yeah.
And now we're watching them because they have a crazy amount of money.
Yeah. And there's like so many things that go into it. Like what he built is like,
as in like Amazon?
Yeah, it's like Amazon Prime, like whatever it is that we want, it's gonna arrive here within the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like and we live in a world where everybody wants abundance, now, consumption, like right away. Yeah. Right? You see something, you see like a watch or whatever it is that you like to buy, and you just go get it, like right now, So Amazon just lets you do that, which is insane. It feeds into our own addiction of just like abundance and consumption mentality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The only time I broke away from that recently is the first time I stepped foot in a fucking Best Buy in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I just wanted a Chromecast and I didn't want to wait like 2 days. Yeah. Like, fuck it, I'm going to Best Buy.
So you bought it.
I grabbed the Chromecast.
I could see you being an Amazon Prime user, though.
Oh, big time. Yeah, 100%, man. Big time. It's nice, because when you go into the department store, you walk by 1,000 things before you get to the thing you want. You grab the thing you want, and then you walk by another 1,000 things. Yeah. So you're just so much more geared towards seeing something you pseudo kind of need. Yeah. And you're like, oh, yeah, that. So you just, but in Amazon, I search, find the one I want. I got the reviews. I know that, like, it's just like boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And I think what's going to happen is, they're coming out with drones to do like I heard they're not letting them fly or something. It'll probably be in the future.
It'll probably be in the future. But now there's like all these other companies that just buy up like top sellers on Amazon. Like this didn't even exist before. Like imagine you're like a business guy and essentially what you're doing is you're just buying up all these like Amazon sales guys, sellers. So you and I could start an Amazon store, right? On any product.
Yeah, let's say this table right here. We sell a lot of these tables.
It blows up.
Yeah.
Right? We sell a bunch and we get like top 25 sellers in Canada or US or whatever. Yeah. There's potential for companies to come in and buy you out. This didn't exist like 5 years ago.
Buy you out as in like they have your warehouse and everything now?
Like they are like a conglomerate that just owns like 60 of these Amazon sellers.
Oh, that's all they do.
That's all they do.
Their only asset is those stores.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're just buying.
What's that called? Like online store, right? Like
there's very few of them, but it's like a new thing happening. So if you look at like franchises, that's essentially what franchises are, right? Like McDonald's owns the franchise, but McDonald's basically allows people to create stores within, and McDonald's essentially owns those franchisees. Essentially, these guys are doing that with Amazon stores now, and it's all online.
Damn, another plug for the online move. Everything is gonna be.
It's like we're
online,
living in the
man.
Matrix, bro. Red pill, blue pill. Which one do you want? You're just living through a screen.
But man, it's so true what you're saying. But at the same time, you see some shit sometimes that like makes you think like how in the past we really are. Like, do you ever just on the highway you're driving and you realize that surrounding you is like 100 other just
Yeah.
evolved monkeys behind cars doing 100 metal four-legged things doing 120 kilometers,
Yeah.
and we're all just free-handing it.
Yeah.
We're all just free-handing
Which
it.
is nuts if you
And
think
there's
about
an
it.
accident like every day. There's like a couple hundred, probably, or 1,000, like in the continent, right? Some people die, some people don't. But it all comes from you either fucked up and you're holding that wheel, fucked up or not. You are holding the whole wheel. So I'm like, how are we still so anti self-driving? And like, it seems like we're in the past with that.
Well, that's what technology does, though, right? So, like, what did they say? Like, computing power doubles every X amount of years or something.
That Moore's law or whatever.
Yeah. So when cars came out,
We're smart.
when cars came out, people were like really scared to drive cars.
Yeah,
It's
from
like-
they're on their horses, like,
they're
yo,
on their-
fuck that shit,
Fuck
dude.
that shit.
Kick it.
Yeah. And if you look at like death rates over the last 100 years or so, like there's been a lot of deaths
Oh,
because of car accidents.
Yeah, way more than the drug war shit.
Right. But as a society, we've moved very ahead because of cars. A car was a technological innovation that helped society move forward.
Absolutely. Big time, worldwide.
Yeah. So it's the same thing, right? Like either you could beat them or you could join them. So it's like with this drone thing, it's eventually going to happen.
Yeah, like it's just, if that is what is the simplest solution for solving the time issue, then that is what'll happen. It usually goes with the simplest solution, right?
Yeah.
But man, I can't wait for self-driving to happen, because you know there's going to be a whole new car driving culture, because it's going to be self-driving.
Yeah.
So I don't advertising is going to change and everything. Like,
would you trust it though? Like, could you sit in the back of a car and just like somebody else?
it would be tough because we grew up how we grew up. We'll be like, we're going to be so outdated. We're going to be like racist to like, or very distrustful, because man, that
Scary.
introduces a whole new fear we never knew about, right? Like, if you think about the masses, driving by your hand is terrifying.
Yeah.
Self-driving makes sense. But when you're in that car,
Yeah.
and it's whether you hold that wheel or trust that the computer knows,
Yeah.
you want to hold it, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's for the masses, it'll plummet the death numbers. But when I'm behind the wheel, based on how I grew up, I want to hold the wheel.
Yeah.
Imagine just like future terrorism. They just hacked into your Tesla and you drove
That's
straight
it.
off a bridge.
That's a Matrix, man. That's what I'm Matrix.
Yeah,
This is the Matrix. This is the real.
you really love that movie, bro. It's all the
I hate-
Matrix, man.
I was never a fan of it. I actually didn't watch it. I watched it for the first time like last year, and the only reason I watched it because of all these things that we're talking about were happening. And I'm just, like, now you think about it, like right now with COVID going on, it's like literally that's all that everybody does: Netflix, video games, and work. You're just plugged into some sort of screen. Even your iWatch nowadays.
Oh, it's everything. It has everything in it. Yeah.
It has everything in it.
Yeah,
so.
NFC, fucking everything.
Yeah. So
I saw someone paying with the iWatch.
Yeah.
And it was clack clang. And I was like, damn, that's the future.
That is the future.
Soon it's just going to be no watch and just like a
chip in your
bracelet
head or
or like a
something.
thing
Yeah.
in your hand.
Yeah.
But you can see that we're still holding things.
Right.
And so it's clear the way the future is going to go in that way, that it'll be like integrated one solution. Like I'm shocked that cars, the nav display in the car doesn't have Google Maps built in. I get like CarPlay and stuff connects it decently.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how did Google not just have built? I've never gotten into a car built-in navigation system that's worked
yeah, it's horrible.
never.
All the car ones
Why
are
can't
horrible.
Google just do a thing where it's all driven by Google operating?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Some things I never understood, but the Tesla one worked great. I fucking went and I don't want to plug Tesla or whatever. Elon's doing good enough.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. That Tesla was actually incredible. When I drove the Tesla, have you ever driven a Tesla?
No. I
Okay.
haven't.
You know what you said about like the horseback people not trusting the Model T or the cars when they came about? Bro, I was on the fucking 401 and I'm just instant torque, no lag, no gear change,
Crazy.
no sound,
Smooth
just the
drive.
humming. Yeah, just a smooth, uninterrupted acceleration.
Mm-hmm.
And you're driving by cars that the little explosion goes, and then they have a transmission that changes the big gear, and you realize, yo, these cars kind of seem like horses, like in that same analogy.
Yeah.
It literally looks like the past as you're driving by it. You're like, what the fuck? And you're like, this is for sure the future, and this driving itself is for sure the future.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. That guy he's smart.
He did it, man.
He did it. Every 100 years, there comes like a person like him who just changes the world.
Do you think he's like our actually, yeah, what's the guy? I was going to say Tesla, literally.
Yeah. He's like Tesla. He's like Henry Ford, you know? Like, he's just
a mogul, innovator, inventor.
Yeah.
He's actually truly an inventor.
Yeah, he wants people to go to Mars. Like, think about
He's
that.
pushing for Mars.
Like he's pushing for people to live in Mars.
He keeps doing the slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, just for like what we want shit to be. He keeps pushing it a little.
Yeah.
And it works out. And it looks like it's about to die, and then it stays alive, and then it's the biggest thing.
Exactly.
Like,
did you see his podcast with Joe Rogan?
the one where he smoked weed and the stock dropped, but then went back high.
Yeah. Or even the most recent one. He just had
The one where I only listened to a couple of, because I can't listen to Elon Musk talk.
Yeah,
I just can't.
like,
it's not even like a human.
Yeah.
He's like,
I was just gonna ask
I
you that.
named him Xeon 1-4
Talks like an
because
alien.
it's a prime number in Zeminoth, or like I don't know what the fuck.
yeah,
you know what I mean? But I listened to the one where he smoked weed.
Yeah.
He's very smart. You can tell. I like it when because I learned this from some Japanese story.
Mm.
But like in Japan, when they do business, like the engineering, like business community, if you go there as like a North American,
Yeah.
talking to the Toyota, we'll say,
Yeah.
and they ask you a question, you answer it right away.
Yeah.
They're like, you didn't even stop to think about it. Whereas in North America, they're like, oh, he answered it right away. He's really good.
Mm-hmm.
He knows it right away. He said it right away. Mm-hmm. But in Japan, they're like, it's like respected to go silent.
Right.
And I noticed about Elon Musk, he'll just be silent for like a second or two, calculate his response.
Yeah.
I would like it to be. You know what I mean? Like,
it's true. It's almost like he's like you said, right? He programs his mind and then he talks like a certain way.
I could see him being a villain. Can't you see him, like, if something truly bad happens, the government fucks him over.
Yeah.
God forbid something happens to his family. I don't know what, but he gets like the Punisher movie.
Yeah.
And now he's got like literally like the ability to get into space and out of space safely.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, that guy is like, he's like, I think he thinks like 20, 30 years like ahead of us. And I don't even know. Like you said, like, it's just, I don't think he like sits and communicates with people. Like the girl that he's dating or whatever too. It's like,
they're all like Amber Heard or the one. They're all like fucking the hottest like LA chicks.
Yeah. So it's like, what's he saying?
He's like, I got her. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Like, but yeah, like it's crazy. Elon Musk is making the like Tesla glass roof. So it's like, I don't know where it's at with on the innovation end of things, or actually you being able to get it. Maybe you can already get it. But the point is, solar roof. Mm-hmm. You're off the grid, or you're positive, so you're like putting electricity back into the grid, making money.
Yeah.
Or all that excess goes to recharging your Tesla. Mm-hmm. It's like he's making an ecosystem. What Apple did with just small electronics.
Yeah.
Tesla is doing with lifestyle size machinery in homes, and
it's like an ecosystem. Everything has to flow through that little ecosystem, right? So like in Tesla's case, like you said, it's the solar power, it's the car, it's electric batteries, et cetera. It's one. It's like the Apple, right? Apple is the same thing. Your laptops from there, your watches from there, they have like the software system that owns everything, and you have to go through them.
There's a huge functional advantage to staying within the family.
Yeah.
Like if you ever like did what's it called, AirDrop from Mac to Mac, phone to phone, it's great. You connect your shit, it's all great.
Yeah.
Then you try to go window to PC.
And I think, to be honest with you, that's what's gonna happen with everybody. Like even entertainers, even like why are all like comedians turning into like podcasting as an example, right? Because they're trying to develop this ecosystem, and podcasting is sort of that ecosystem, I think, too.
Yeah. This is actually we talked about this a little bit before. It's like, it's your theory that pretty much after the Joe Rogan $100 million deal, which was kind of like that $100 million deal is not a comedy thing. That is a thing you see in sports with the dominants, the LeBrons. That is the thing you see with Diddy signed a X million deal with the new rap. So comedy now has that route for signing the ultimate like deal thing. So you actually think of it as like companies will now exist looking for the young upcoming marketable podcast and signing them to a similar like like a record deal, so to speak.
Exactly, 110%. And it starts with, you just said it, it's marketability, right? Nowadays you need brand awareness for anything. Like you need brand awareness for Skittles, Coca-Cola, like commoditized products, right? And what I'm trying to say is like you can get that marketability through an influencer who hosts the podcast and he has that distribution with that audience. If you can have 100,000 people following you, there's a niche or client segment that you can do brand awareness for and sell some products to, which advertisers will pay you for. Which is why that Joe Rogan deal is peanuts.
So you think it's peanuts?
It's peanuts.
Like what should it be?
Spotify stock, and don't quote me on these numbers.
I won't.
But it went up like $3 or $4 billion.
Oh yeah.
After they signed the $100 million deal. So, like the executives and the company,
all that's gonna make is all these shark investors. It's gonna make a new breed of talent, like or all the people that are like in the dying up radio field or something. Yeah, they're gonna try to get rejuvenate themselves.
Exactly, and basically it's a new revenue stream.
Well, man. And then there was the immigrant section. I don't know, man. We'll see, bro. You've been on this podcast now twice. I don't have any ads yet, but now I'm with the Sonar Network. I could possibly get ads if like someone wants to fuck with the demographic, the numbers, all that stuff. You see these Castrol Edge. The oil that's holding down I was trying to do the reverse thing where I just put their oil here and hopefully after a couple episodes be like, yo, I'm already plugging it.
There's a guy from Toronto.
Yeah.
He runs this YouTube channel called Evan Carmichael.
Okay.
And essentially he shares like top 10 success tips every day type of thing. I watched it while eating breakfast or something like that. And he has this Doritos bag up there every single time. And he got a deal from Doritos eventually just by doing that. So this Castrol should be right over here.
Yeah.
Castrol sponsor this little podcast.
Yo, sponsor it. I use that oil. I changed my oil. Yeah. Diesel. I would never use anything but Castrol. I swear to God. Yeah. Please give me something. And it's service about to end, please.
It's beneficial to Castrol or whoever the company is as well, right? Because when you advertise directly, you can actually track everybody through a podcast.
Yeah, because you go / this thing and go on there.
So like if you think about it, like let's take Castrol as an example, right? They probably do a bunch of ads on like a billboard or on TV commercials, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
You don't actually know how many people watch that TV commercial.
Gotcha.
You don't actually know how many people cross by that billboard.
Where are they coming from?
In your case, I'm assuming you have a couple of thousands of viewers, maybe more, right? And it's like, if you could have an audience of like 10,000 people that watch this, Castrol knows that, okay, this is 10,000 people in this age demographic in this area that are going to listen to my listen to this podcast and going to listen to my ad in turn. So I will pay Abbas to advertise over there.
Fuck yeah. Based on the statistics that 20% of those people will need oil in the next 6 months. Yeah. All right. They're just trying to like justify the pitch for the ad. But man, I'm hopeful. But like at the same time, I'm hoping that this COVID stuff lets weddings and stuff go back to normal, because that was a lot of my income was coming from emceeing weddings.
Right.
So that is going to line up with comedy. I kind of put all my eggs in one basket, so to speak, except for the videos I make and this podcast, which I guess is some pretty big eggs, right? But like all that stuff is live, physical, people aggregated, dependent.
Did you know that they're doing drive-through weddings now? This is a real thing. I'm not making it up. A friend of mine sent me a video. She went to a drive-through wedding.
Why do you need to get married that badly?
Oh yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
That's what
just
I said.
wait, dog. You know, like
that's
yo, we'll just drive through the street. Okay, we're doing this. Fuck it. No, we're doing it.
drive-through weddings. Man.
Yeah,
what
right?
a world. This is crazy.
I'm not waiting another I'm not wearing a mask either. You know?
I'll show you the video offline, but it's nuts. Why, like you said, why do you need to go get married? That.
How do you feel about the masks? Do you have do you have a proper one, or
I do.
or do you use the blue ones?
No, I have a proper one. I think it's important, man. I think it's really, really important. I think people need to pay attention to it.
Yeah, no, not as it like I do. It's the law, you know what I mean. And like, if you wear the mask, it pretty much reduces the chances of people around you getting anything you got that you don't know about. So if we collectively do it, then we collectively are pretty much putting a stop to the spreadability, right? If we're collectively doing it, right? But who knows? They may say some shit in 2 months about the science shows differently. But the point is, it's the law right now. I'm talking more about wearing the fucking mask. Man, I gotta take it off, bro. I can't. I feel like first, it's labored breathing.
Yeah.
I take it off as soon as I can. I usually let my nose stick out, breathe in air, breathe out that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, the facial recognition on my phone doesn't recognize me. All this advanced tech that I paid extra for is going out the window. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I actually heard what's his name, Naval Ravikant. You know?
Of course.
Yeah, I heard. I was just on my podcast with Matt Ridley.
Yeah.
You
like him?
Oh, I'm a big fan of Naval. Yeah, big fan. He's like self-made. He's like, he seems like he like found peace. He speaks very like in a way that's very like listenable, understandable, logical, forward, direct, succinct, whatever you want to call it. And then he spoke to a very like renowned writer with a British accent, and he thinks deeply and thanks deeply for everything you've commented. You know what I mean? Like that's sick to listen to.
Yeah.
But Naval will be like, how is it that that's a zero-sum game? We came to him like, damn, this guy. But he just gets all that shit in my head. But like, I forget why it came up, but he said something. What were we just talking about?
So we were talking about masks, and then I think before that,
he's like, he made the point that like, I'm like, oh fuck, they can't recognize my face. He's like, that's just, if a human can recognize you with your mask on, they'll figure out, a better algorithm will be able to figure it out really quick.
100%.
I'm like, what about her face? He's like, that's fixable. I'm like,
all this technology we see is like, you know, all this technology that we use and consume on a day-to-day basis. This is what's in the hands of consumers and businesses. What's in the hands of governments? The tech itself is like very advanced.
Yeah.
We could do the drone thing for real if we wanted.
Oh, 100%.
Right? It's just, there's just laws that say that you can't do it or whatever. So I think that's what he's referring to. Like, if you really wanted to identify somebody with a mask on, you could probably do it.
This is something really cool if you ever been or like lived in China. But I remember when I was there, you know how they have WeChat. It's big there.
Yes. Huge.
Which is like our WhatsApp, right? The WeChat in China, you could send money over it.
Yeah.
And then you have the money and you realize how weirdly restricted. It's a communist country. We're democratic, but you realize their banking is so much more like, just give me the money, and it's like you can use it right away. Yeah. Here it's like you get it like this, hold on to it. It's not usable for X. You know, like it's so restricted here. I didn't realize. Like, imagine on WhatsApp, I could owe you $15, and next to the GIF button, click the $sign button, and type in 15 and click enter, and show your face, and send the money.
That's great. Yeah.
What is it about the laws here that don't let you do that?
So China, just from a little bit of knowledge that I have on it, I think it's like China has built, like, they control the entire marketplace. It's heavily regulated, but it can only be used inside China. And why it works so well, there's like more than 1 billion people there, so it's a huge economy.
Yeah.
Here, we just don't have like the open banking system or open infrastructure that allows us to do that. There's no way for us to just connect to the API, which is essentially the interface of WhatsApp, to your bank account to send the money.
You cannot make that read. Talk to each other.
The banks, exactly. The bank's technology just isn't like, they don't. It's not available. They just don't do that
in this country.
In this country and U.S.
But HSBC has branches here and there and China, and they can do it there. Yeah. They just, that version of their technology is not usable here yet.
Yeah, like the regulation just doesn't allow you.
That's
to do it
so bullshit. What's with that?
Yeah,
like when you, I'm like, what the fuck? What's with that? That's. When you see someone send money like that, you realize how annoying it really is. And we don't have Venmo here either. At least the States, you got Venmo.
Yeah.
We don't have that here.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like our e-transfer.
But our e-transfer is like you go in, you log on to the app, you click that, you click the person, you click yes, the same password, you type in, it's 9 steps.
Yeah. And Venmo is a separate app, right?
And Venmo is a separate app, but it's quick. You already sent that person money, clicked in the thing.
And that's a regulation.
And it's like it takes a couple days to get in.
Yeah.
But it was just fucking incredible. Oh, another thing too, and you may know about this. I'm taking the advantage while you're here, you know, getting these topics out. A lot of times I'll just hear some shit and regurgitate it, and this is no exception. But pretty much.
What do you got?
Yesterday's podcast, Naval and Matt, the one I was listening to, Naval was preaching about the future of cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. Okay, do you think cryptocurrency has a big future?
Yeah, I think massive.
Massive future.
Massive.
So pretty much, as I understood it, because I'll tell you this, I say fuck cryptocurrency because I had a couple $1,000s of Ethereum once upon a time in a marketplace, thinking that this is just like, oh, I'm gonna get rich off this. And bro, the marketplace just shut down. They said the guy died. He had like 300 million in there. It's still a class action loss. I hate when you just get scammed, and I've been scammed 2 or 3 times officially, where it's legally all good. You didn't die. The whole marketplace, all the money is gone.
Yeah.
Okay. No, this is theft, right?
Yeah.
And it's a class action, and it's been 2-3 years now, and they're still sending emails being like, the judge has recently decided that it will be renewed to. It's like, we're not getting our money back. Stop sending me these emails.
It's gone.
But so I mistrust it. But according to the podcast, pretty much like it's like the Wild West of cryptocurrency right now.
Yes.
And the power, and I didn't realize this, but again, I love when Naval breaks some shit down. If you are on Wall Street today, and like you want to do a certain bet or you want to make a certain gamble with how markets flow or whatever, you have to operate within what the government allows. Whereas cryptocurrency lets you can like wage any bet deal on anything. Exactly. It is free from all government involvement.
So basically, like what it is like if you just go back and look at currency in general, we started off with like the barter system. Right. And then we created these currencies, like the US dollar was created. And today, money is just printed like in like abundance to US government. The US government does this. And that's how we have so much US dollar right now. Right. There's a lot of money flowing around.
Yeah.
So based on all these currencies that are created, cryptocurrency is like a new dollar, and it's not regulated by anybody. Right. So this is why like so many criminals used it. Right. If you were doing like some sort of shady deal or something, you could use cryptocurrency because it's not regulated at all. So in this Wall Street example, once it gets regulated, that's how transactions are going to flow throughout the world, because it's going to be like
there's no exchange of currency. Actually, you'll have to exchange into it.
Yeah, you'll have to exchange into it. So like this new currency.
Or maybe we'll just run off of that.
The biggest problem with cryptocurrency right now is speed. Right, it's just not fast enough.
In what sense?
So in the sense that if I want to make a transaction happen in like US dollars today, I could do that like from right over here, and like this affects more like banks and stuff, because banks transfer money and they lend money to each other. Like that's just how the banking system is.
Gotcha.
Right. So like every night there's like lots of billions of dollars moving around. You can't just physically do that with cryptocurrency because the technology needs a lot of computing
power, right?
And it's just not there yet.
Gotcha. So when the same volume of value can flow freely in that format, then it'll really take over.
Exactly. And it's going to take some time. You know, like 10 years ago when it like started or whatever, everybody was like even the banks were like, this is not going to get anywhere, right? But
the banks don't want it because it like is trampling all over their model, right? Because the banks just pretty much take a cut of everything they administer. So, but then actually there would be banks for cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
So the banks would just start supporting that.
Exactly. Like cryptocurrency is kind of like a threat to a bank, but it's also
cryptocurrency is like self-driving cars.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's simple. Just started like a cryptocurrency trading thing. Right? 10 years ago, if you told me or anybody, any like finance, Wall Street, Bay Street kind of guy, they would be like, what? Like, why would I have stocks to trade, or I have currencies to trade? I don't need another instrument to trade, right? But when you look at the history of currencies or history of instruments just in general, every 30, 40, 50 years, there's something new that comes out, right?
True.
So cryptocurrency is like the new thing right now, but it's going to get to a stage where it's going to become the new normal, and people aren't going to be talking about it like how we're talking about it right now.
Damn. And you think it'll be 10 years plus?
Yeah, like 10, I think even 20 maybe, like cryptocurrency. Like it has a far way to go. It's like these banking infrastructures are so deep rooted, you can't just change.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like when Tesla again, we keep going back to this analogy, but I think it actually works pretty good. Tesla is the first person to be like, I'm don't quote me on that, but they're pretty much the first person who said we're gonna sell directly to the consumer. There is no store.
Yeah.
And the states were like, yo, fuck that.
Yeah.
Because their model was the dealer system. The dealer system is the model. You go to the salesman, to the finance manager.
Yeah.
They put you on every insurance, wheel tire.
Yeah.
They put you through all 4 levels.
Yeah.
They milk every dollar out of you. And then they build a relation physically with you in your town. It's necessary. And then there's people like, we're going to do it online.
Yeah.
You just click checkout. They're like, no.
Yeah. And now other companies have started to do it. Like Cadillac has like a model like that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
It's straight. Probably Ferrari and like these ones had it all along. But I'm
Now
talking
they
about
have,
mass
like-
market cars.
So it's going to happen like 20, 30 years from today, I think, right? They're all going to copy Tesla.
You're right. It's funny. People always spit on the
first
so-called insane person.
Yeah, but there's a method to the madness.
I remember this because we've been watching it come up ever since I was in my last year of university. I remember I was day trading when I didn't even know what day trading was.
Oh, you were one of those. Because how do I make a quick buck online?
Yeah,
That's the first thing that popped up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Tesla was 70. It's just started blowing up. It was $70 at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm stupid. The more money you lose, the older you get, you realize there is exactly. Yeah, like you realize like there is no dollar to be made in the short run if you are just moving your money.
Yeah.
You know, because big money moves the market, right? So you're just like seeing how it's doing, and you think I'm gonna time it like this. You're not. It's like playing against the house in a casino,
Exactly.
right? You got to play it for the long term, which it would have been 10 times plus right now.
Yeah.
Just 7 years later.
Yeah.
But
Dude.
I lost so much money because I would just be in and out. I remember from now until then, Tesla in the media has been hit with pretty much nothing but like crazy Tesla trying to this crazy.
Yeah.
And they just keep almost dying and then they're more valuable than Toyota somehow.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. It's just how it works. It's like
everyone
long-term,
shits on that first person.
Yeah. I've been there too. I mean, I spent like 5 years of my life just trying to be like a professional money manager and trader.
You did investment banking?
Yeah. I was in asset management. So,
Yeah. What was that life like? Hard hours?
Yeah, long hours, like lots of work, and now everybody is working from home there too. So, but it's a top. It's like you said. It's like you got to have that long term thinking, right? That's what matters the most.
What's funny is your old type of job would actually pay for the product you develop right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love that, bro.
Yeah. I'm trying to create that own, like, within all Fortuna now.
It's funny. My Fahad, okay?
Yeah.
Fahad is, our mutual friend.
shout
That's how
out
we
to
met.
him, yeah.
Shout out to Fahad. He's my oldest friend in Canada, This dude, his mom, he didn't go the route in schooling. He's very successful. I mean, the universe knows, right? Yeah. But parents, he's Pakistani, so they wanted him to go the typical routes, engineering, doctor. He was doing business or something, right? Mm-hmm. And he didn't go that route. He pretty much broke away in a totally like fucked up way, but then got into real estate and is killing it, right? But
Absolutely.
I remember one time I was having a conversation with him because he's looking at franchises to buy because that's where he is, right?
Yeah.
And this was back then at the time. I don't even know if anything came of that. But the point is, he's like, bro, I would love to buy a doctor's office and have 3-4 doctors on payroll and just tell my mom, my doctors are my employees now. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny how the table would turn. That's like an immigrant, like, weird immigrant story. Like, that's an immigrant dream for him.
He's like, I made it.
Yeah, literally. If I have doctor employees, what now?
I made it.
They're my employees. You know? That's so jokes. I love it.
Funny.
Man.
That's funny. Good times.
So what? I know you are a fucking travel maniac, bro, and you've been locked down. You're probably taking this COVID harder than anybody. What's the first destination after this?
37 countries, man.
That's what you've hit so far. Or are you doing? I'm like, damn.
I've hit
Tour?
37 countries. You just reminded me of travel after like 6 months.
37. Damn. I think I counted one time. I'm like 12 or 13 or some
37.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah, man. I'm. It's kind of like it's out of my system a little bit.
Yeah.
And now, like, I think, I don't know. I just like traveling anywhere with water, nice views. I'm down, you know? Very easygoing traveling person here.
I want to go to Southeast Asia. That's the place that every traveler has gone there.
Yeah.
That's like one of the first 10 places all travelers go to.
Yeah.
But I've somehow done like a lot of other random shit besides it.
Yeah.
And I just want to have that fucking cliche Vietnam, fucking Thailand. I want to have that trip. You know?
Barbados just opened up like a visa for 12 months, and they're trying to make it like the new Indonesia where you could work and, you know, live there. I would
Yeah.
love to do that. Like 12 months, just go work out of Barbados for a minute.
So what are they? They don't charge you any tax.
No tax.
You're allowed to live there.
Yeah.
You work how you work.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
sort of program, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah.
But is it like sketch though? But like Barbados Sunday just run up on you, and be like, "We own you now," or like, or whatever the accent is. You know,
Yeah.
like that's the Caribbean, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
were you there? No, you didn't come to that. We went on that Cancun trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I went to Dominican before that, Republic, and if that's like Barbados,
Yeah.
I don't want to be just like thinking I'm comfortable, because you're gonna want to live comfortably when you're there.
Cancun was fun though.
Cancun was real fun, bro.
Cancun was a
That's
good time.
some.
Carrots.
Yeah, that's some shit, man. Cancun was fucking fun. We'll leave it at that,
Too
bro.
much sauce.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's so funny. The favorite part is if you ever go on a trip, there's always whatever the banger song is on the radio is usually that trip song.
Yeah.
I still have. Every time I hit that song, I think of.
What's funny about that trip is we met during that trip.
Did we meet before that or on that trip?
I think I met you during that trip.
That's hilarious.
And, you know, like, first day, call a spade a spade. It's like, who is this guy? Like, why is he traveling with me? But
Yeah.
then it's like, we hit it off. Like,
Yeah, man.
became
Because
good
like I
friends.
said, you're that vibe where it's like you leave like, damn, that was this dude don't feel good.
3-4 years later, here we are.
Yeah, man. I'm not surprised at all. I really am
That was
not.
a fun trip.
Yeah. Well, you go back to bro. We gotta leave Cancun, bro. Okay? With that, we must put to bed what went down there. But I still think about that sometimes.
Yeah.
Ooh, Cancun. It's funny. That's like literally. It was kind of like a couple scenes were kind of like a hangover.
Basically.
Yeah,
Switch that to offline, but yeah.
yeah,
basically.
Oh man! But what are you looking forward to after once COVID once phase 3 hits and shit can go back to normal-ish?
Mm-hmm.
What's the number one thing you're looking forward to?
Honestly, I'm really, really excited. I think this is, we all have to adapt to the new normal. And I think the future is bright. I think chaos is good for you sometimes. So I'm personally looking to be part of that change and, you know,
Fuck yeah.
create that change, because I think with chaos breeds opportunity. So, you know me, I'm an opportunistic guy.
Big time, yeah.
And people who are
Someone
watching,
called me that before COVID.
yeah,
I had a girl in the comedy scene call me that
yeah.
with like disgust in her eyes.
Hey, well,
She's like, "You're such an opportunist." I'm like,
I don't think
"Yeah,
there's
I'm an
anything wrong with that.
immigrant."
But why?
Yeah,
why is that
exactly.
a bad
First,
thing?
exactly.
Why is
That's
that
my
a
whole
bad
point.
thing?
Why is that a bad thing? And second thing, yeah, my parents came in from Sudan. Like, we're in Canada. My presence here is the epitome of opportunism. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And like,
Of course I'm wrong. Like, it's just some people are just haters and they
Yeah.
put it in weird ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
so I'm just looking forward to seeing like what's gonna change. Like, this
Comedy's
is-
gonna be big, man. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. This might be. I have to hold on to dear life to this podcast. But I'm happy to have this in place.
I'm just excited for like social interaction. To be honest with you, it's like, you know, it makes you
But
realize.
are you seeing people yet?
Not that much. Like, still just like doing my own thing, but. You know, it's like, it makes you realize, like, at the end of the day, we are all, like, social creatures.
Oh, 100%, man.
You could be the most introverted person in the world, but you still need, like, some sort of people.
I've been going on walks more than ever in my life.
Same.
Just walk around the neighborhood, see people working on their lawn.
Yeah, get some fresh air.
Yeah, exactly. I actually love that. That's the thing I'm going to take away from COVID is walks.
Yeah.
Because I worked so much. I had so much driving with my life before. I would listen to podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
And then
Go,
that
go, go
stopped.
mode.
Yeah, that has stopped. And now it's like, you know, where do I intake? And then I realized, just go on walks. The sun is hitting you.
Yep.
You're listening to your thing.
Yep.
You're just chilling.
Yep, I do a lot of walks. The other day I clocked 10,000 something steps.
God damn. I feel like you solved. Do you ever go on a walk just to solve a problem?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, one problem,
Dude,
like
there
you'd be
was-
like, I'm gonna
when
figure
I,
this
when
shit
I
out.
was when I was in Spain in January, right before COVID hit, I had a couple of days and I was going through some stuff like problem solving mode. So it was like a think week type of thing that I was going to, right?
Gotcha.
Like regularly I was doing like 20 to 30,000 steps every day. And like some days I did like 36,000 steps. That was my highest.
Gee, how much hours can you convert that to hours of like walking or what? Like, is it
2 hours, maybe 3 hours.
damn?
Like
Just
in
to
total?
figure some shit out.
No, just exploring and stuff too.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But like to answer your question, yes, like if I'm stuck or something,
Yeah.
like I'll go for a walk just to clear my head. I think it just gives you like clarity.
Dude, that's the fucking. I just stumbled upon that because like my girl, like she'll go on walks. She'll be like, "You want to go on a walk?" I'm like, "No, not really. I'm working. I'm like been on the computer editing.
Yeah.
I like need to go and I don't realize it
Yeah.
until sometimes like, yeah, okay, I'll come with you, bro. It's so relaxing. You realize just looking at that screen, you fill up the RAM of your head.
Yeah,
It gets so full.
Yeah, what happens is like I think people that I think you're like this too. It's like we go in overdrive.
Oh,
right?
we overclock, bro.
We overclock, which is you think you're putting in the hours and getting it done or whatever, but it's your productivity like decreases too. So sometimes like that reset actually helps you get more exponential.
I see that. I see the result of that. I'm just like, I just come back trying to work, whereas it seems like, oh, okay, here we go. Here's this like length of work I have to do. But the walk resets that. It really comes down to sun. This is the power of sun.
it. Vitamin
That's
D.
really what I learned in COVID. The days that I didn't leave the house, I'm like fucking having the worst negative thoughts. I'm like the days that I'm just like it's early COVID where you weren't leaving anywhere really.
Yeah.
Some days I
First
wouldn't
2
even
months were bad.
I wouldn't even leave the house sometimes. And I have this nice backyard.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where I was like, yo, I got to be in the backyard for at least like 20, 30 minutes in the morning.
Yeah.
Because you feel like a human.
That's it.
You know? Because you get that vitamin D, bro. Yeah.
Vitamin D.
Man, it's fucking bad without it. That's why... anytime I've been depressed, anytime I feel depressed, that's the thing I do.
Yeah,
I'm like,
get some sun. That's it, man. Change the scenery. Get that motion. Motion. Stretch it out. Like that helps.
there's some super depressed people like, fuck you. You don't know what I'm like.
Yeah. No, I think so. Let's talk about that, right?
Have you had bouts of depression?
Everybody, I think, like Tony Robbins goes through spikes. It's human chemicals in your body that are fluctuating. Everybody goes through it, right? It just boils down to how you deal with it. Things such as a walk, eating healthy, and just getting some motion helps you snap yourself out of that. You could do the exact same thing, and it's don't get me wrong, it's a real mental health thing. Like mental health is a real thing and all that. But I think instead of like resorting to medication, that there are alternative methods available. And I'm not as knowledgeable to talk about it at all, but I think the human body is powerful and we can change how we feel and get our chemicals back in tune to move forward.
Absolutely. Speaking on that, I went and got anxiety medication. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know if I told you. I went a while, but I don't know if we talked about it. But I didn't like it personally. I have friends who they swear by their shit. They were fucked up for years and they got on some shit that helps them and they're killing it because of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're still depending on it and that's like a thing.
Yeah.
But some people are chemically, they actually need it.
Yeah.
They're way better off with it. But for me, bro, man, I went on that shit. It's like, the way to describe it was a light dose.
Yeah.
Like bringing me on to SSRs or whatever, SSRI or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like sanding reality a little bit. You fine it down.
I always like to look at things like, we've been talking about technology and we've been talking about innovation and all this stuff, right? What would people who are going through the same stuff, the anxiety, depression today, what would people 300 years ago do? Because that medication didn't exist.
Correct.
So it's these businesses and these pharmaceutical companies that have come up and, they have the medication for you, but you also have to remember that medication is made and designed to be addictive so that they could profit from you as well.
Definitely. Absolutely. But that's like the total extreme of like being nefarious and evil about it.
Yeah.
But polio medication also came out and just fixed people.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And was fucking them up before it, right? So that's like a physical thing and we could see.
Yeah.
But I really do. I've met people who tell me like, yo, I switch through shit. Like
It's a real thing.
Like,
though.
let's say you are a pregnant lady and you smoke
Yeah.
during pregnancy, or you
Yeah.
drink during pregnancy. That development is like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like compromised.
Yeah.
You're not. Your body's strong.
Your
It'll be
body's
able,
going
but you
through
can
that.
compromise the biology of a body early, or maybe it's genetic. However, so we all, for the majority of the part, we are able to cope within the extremities. Like, our body has like a self-regulating thing where when we get depressed, we try to get vitamin D. There's a spectrum, but there's people who exist out of that spectrum,
Yeah.
who need medication to
Absolutely.
be pulled into it.
Absolutely, yeah.
But from what I took, and this is like the mindset of a lot of people too, is if you can cope without the medication, it's
it.
always better.
Exactly.
It's always better.
And also
Because tolerances are always built.
also try to look into natural cures, right? Like I said, like
Well, not even cures is the right word, really, but natural remedies for like
Exactly.
vitamin D. We go play tennis, like sports. Literally,
Yes.
you don't realize it,
Movement.
but staying inside and not being, it's so
Body
anti-human.
motion.
It is so anti-human biology and of what we are.
Yeah.
That's what depression comes from, is all this angst and shit.
Yes.
That anxiety for me at least comes from here, is all this unmet angst
Yeah.
and energy.
Yeah, 100%. Yoga helps a lot, right? Like stretch, like work on your inner self, like move around a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
At least from what I've heard.
But
It's
it's a real thing, 100%.
real
I've
thing.
seen the bowels of it, bro.
And it's also again, going back to the Matrix example, we are glued to technology.
Yeah, that's not helping.
12 to 14 hours a day, man. And you know,
by the way, watch this on YouTube.
yeah. And these little technology gadgets are made to get your eyes glued to it, right? And
Yeah.
that calling a spade fucks with your head
Uh-huh,
like a
bro.
lot. That's not what humans are designed to do.
Like, my last guest was actually Mo Ismail, not Simone. Simone was 2 ago, but he was like, "I'm taking an Instagram break."
Yeah.
For like, he's like that. He's like, I guess getting all my news, everything was coming from Instagram.
Instagram. My brother does that. I've done that a few times too.
Well, I realized all my headlines that I know, I read off fucking Six Buzz's page.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with my life?
That's your little knowledge gap. Who would have thought, right?
It's only gonna get worse though, don't you think?
Of course.
How couldn't it get better?
Of course.
It's we're running in that
Everybody
direction.
has an opinion now because of social media. Right? That's why it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to be like the snowball effect.
A lot of garbage input is gonna.
Who would have thought all the information in the world would
Come
make
to
us
the top.
stupider?
Yeah, right? Because so much more nonsense goes in.
Exactly.
I was telling, like, it's just the digital world of being addicted to the phone. I was telling my friend this the other day when I worked, again, back to China. I was working in a manufacturing plant that would have 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
And the people that would be in the shifts, the way, you know how Fort Mac, for people
Yep,
who
of
listen
course.
to
2 weeks
Fort
in.
Mac is in Alberta, Canada. It is like the oil complex.
Flying flag.
You go in, you work 2 weeks, you leave 2 weeks. It's like all the young people like, yo, we go make money, work like a year, and we'll come back, buy a house, we'll start it. You know, like a lot of those, you hear a lot of those. In China, where I was working in Suzhou, a lot of the manufacturing, a lot of the people who lived in like the agricultural, like rural areas would come and essentially appetize the need for manufacturing labor.
Yeah.
But during their breaks, and it was like it was like a super clean because we're doing electronics. Everyone's wearing yellow onesie with flip flops, everything.
Yeah.
But during break, it'd be like a cafeteria style. 100 of these workers who are looks like between the age of 16 and like 23. 100 of them would go in there, and 100 heads would look down at a phone. There wouldn't be 2 people talking.
Crazy.
There wouldn't be 2 people talking in the whole 100.
How ludicrous is that?
That's what shocked me is that everyone had the neck down. Every neck was down when I walked by during the 15 or 20 minute break. Every neck was down. I was like, holy fuck, 100%?
Yeah, crazy, bro. It's literally crazy.
They're ahead of us in that we think it's
Oh, yeah,
bad
yeah.
here.
We think
They're
it's
like,
bad. They're-
everything exists. Yeah.
It's like what's happening in Japan right now, right?
Yeah, people are just like not. It's fucking up with we're like hunter-gatherer evolution,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then in Japan, it's like inside anime gaming. I can't look.
dolls, like-
Yeah, it's like developing autism almost. You know?
It is. We're hunter gatherers, right? The male and female interaction is like drastically
Dwindling.
decreased. It's like, is that a way to live?
Yeah,
Or
this world's gonna become very weird, bro.
super?
You
It
know?
is turning weird, man. Like we are living in it right now. It is weird right now.
Yeah.
The world is very different from 10 years ago to now. You know,
Is it? From
think about
10
it.
years ago to now.
I used to
Amazon Prime is huge.
I used to work. Well, iPhones only came out in 2006. I used to work at Future Shop, and I sold the first iPhone
In Canada?
in Canada.
Oh, yeah?
No, like in
Oh, like at your store.
yeah. When it launched, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So before 2006, we didn't have like smartphones. We had
Was iPhone the first smartphone? It was like the first
touch
very
one.
popular. Yeah.
They had
right.
the Blackberries and they
You're
had the
right, yeah,
Palms.
Yeah,
But
well,
they
all
never-
their little
but they never-
tactile keyboard.
Yeah, but they never took off,
Yeah.
right? They never took off.
People love the keyboard. The guy at Blackberry, people
iPhone
love
was
the
like the
keyboard.
first one that like got commercialized, and I remember I used to say it all the time. It's like I would never use that. Like I think that's weird. But now, like what, 14 years later, 12, 14 years later, it's like you can't function without a smartphone.
Yeah.
Without email. Like these are just like common necessities almost. You need why they were talking about Wi-Fi being part of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs at one point. Like a
Wi-Fi?
fake meme.
Yeah.
It was like that's so. Take that in for a second.
Yeah, you're right. Then for Wi-Fi, it's probably the last 10 years. You walk into any cafe, you expect. If you walk into an airport, you expect a train station. You expect there to be free Wi-Fi for basic needs. There's a Wi-Fi expectation now, you know?
Yeah. It's true, man.
It's amazing. And I remember, you know what's cool? I love different countries, how like technology is clearly different. You go to like Toronto, get on the subway, 0 bars on your phone.
Yeah.
You go to Tokyo, you get on the subway, 5 bars. It's like, I don't know what they're doing here, like with like magnetizing, like or amplifying like the reception, but it's 5 bars and we're underground. It's like clearly everyone is just so behind.
We're just behind.
Fuck, bro. So many, and I love the episodes that end up on the future, and we just don't know what to say. Fuck, man, that's the future, bro.
That's the world. Can't beat them, join them.
But man, we're coming up at about an hour 10, the ideal landing zone for the podcast.
Thanks for having me here, brother.
Always.
a good
You're
time.
always welcome here. Do you want to, whatever you want to promote, whatever you want to say, whatever?
No. Thank you for having me. If I can be of help or anything like that, our company page is www.Fortuna.AI. Door to door on the internet for a video. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram, LinkedIn. Happy to help in any way I can.
Fuck yeah. And I'll put all that in the info as always.
Awesome.
Yes, man. And from my end, same shit I said at the beginning. Click subscribe, click follow, all that stuff. 5 stars, tell people about it, share it, all that stuff. Check out the video on YouTube. Appreciate y'all so much for listening. Come back to the Immigrant section. Peace.
Thank you very much.